Hello and welcome to one and all. Welcome to a sunny, very sunny Monday. It's Monday, I think. It might be Tuesday or Thursday, maybe Sunday, but it is Monday here at Heavenly Album Covers. It is a sunny day. You can almost see the sun there, but I don't want to burn out the video components in this iPhone, so we will just assume that the bright and hot sun is right near the telephone pole there. I think it's a telephone pole or a power pole. And here is the Heavenly Garden. We're really looking forward to planting and harvesting many album covers here very soon when the coolness of autumn befalls us and blesses us with more album covers to show here, just like this album by musician Walter Murphy, not Moofy. And this is Walter Murphy's album, Rhapsody in Blue. Walter Murphy is still around. He had a humongously gigantic hit, which is still played to this day. He's probably enjoying his mellifluous royalties to this day. He's still around. I believe he's still making music. His big hit was called A Fifth of Beethoven. It was an instrumental, which is often rare on hit radio stations, but it was a gigantic hit. People loved it. It was called A Fifth of Beethoven, and this album is called Rhapsody in Blue. As I set down the tripod here, and this album is actually still slightly in its shrink wrap, so let's de-shrink this album cover. And here it is. There's Walter Murphy, and he's holding something there. We'll get to that, but first of all, you've got to be really careful when you're de-shrinking an album, and you've got to be careful with your tripod here. And let's get that up there. And so let's de-shrink this. Be very careful. You don't want to catch your last two fingers in here because it might hurt. You might get shrink wrap burn. Shrink wrap burn is hard to cure. And here's the way you do it. You just yank it off and pull the shrink wrap off. And here's Walter Murphy. He has been freed from his shrink wrap, which has protected his album cover for most likely decades. This album came out in 1977, a couple of years after his big Fifth of Beethoven hit. And here is the wonderful Walter Murphy. I picked this up. I actually saw this album a long time ago, and I almost picked it up then, but I saw it again, and it was in this shrink wrap, and it was in really good condition. I like the idea that Walter Murphy is dwarfed by this huge keyboard. It's an actual piano keyboard. This reminds me of that Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder song, Ebony and Ivory, because it's the piano keyboard. And pianos just want to have us get together and be one happy family, and so does Walter Murphy. There he is in his leisure suit. He's wearing a classic 1970s powder blue leisure suit. He's kind of supporting himself on one leg. He's got his little hand here on his knee. He's very proud. He's very happy because he had a humongous, gigantic hit, and the royalties are coming in. And this is just a real simple but really effective album cover. Now the big question is the piano keyboard very large, or is Walter Murphy very small? We will have to find that out at a later date. Maybe we can find that out if the keyboard was very big or Walter Murphy was very small. He's actually kind of hugging the keyboard because he loves music so much. And there's Walter Murphy. He's got a nice beard. He's very well groomed. And let's look at the back. I listened to this album a little bit this morning, and it's mostly instrumentals once again. There are a couple of vocal tracks. It's very quirky, kind of based in old time, maybe music from the 40s. This album is called Rhapsody in Blue, which is a piece written by George Gershwin, I believe. And Rhapsody in Blue is just a very famous song, and it's a very, very famous song. And here is Walter Murphy again. He's kind of hugging many keyboards here, many pianos. He's got kind of a cut-off, kind of a fragment of a piano here, and he's holding the big piano from the cover, and he's really got a nice smile. He loves to play piano. You can just see it because he's holding all these pianos and he's posing in front of these pianos, so he just loves to play piano. And there are some very long and involved liner notes. We won't get into all of these. It looks like there are some major musicians on this album. Looks like Tom Scott plays sax, and Walter Murphy plays most of the keyboards, of course. This is on Private Stock Records, and there's the track list. Very interesting album. Very much, the music is very much based in kind of 1940s big band genres. And here's the kind of boring, kind of plain Private Stock label. And this always will be Walter Murphy's album and album cover for Rhapsody in Blue. He's either very small or the piano keyboard is very large. It's about a foot taller than him, so maybe he was just a 2-foot person in reality.